Wesley versus Clef the God in the Madden 26 Ultimate Kickoff Tournament. And this is a ladder game. They're playing primarily for seeding, but a lot can be learned from this. I'm pulling this off of Clef's Twitch. If you guys want to check out his Twitch or Wesley's Twitch, I will leave those links down in the description, as well as links to their sites. If you guys want to check out exactly what they're doing, how they break the game down. But what's really, really interesting about this matchup here is I think that Wesley is coming in this game. I think he finished this weekend the number 2 player in the world, number 2 in terms of the rankings. Clef finished number 5 in the world last year and won his first belt in Madden 25. Wesley still yet to win a belt, a standalone belt. He did win, I think, the Madden 22 bowl, but Wesley just been a great player for a long time. Is always right there. And I think, like I said, comes into this ladder, finished this ladder, number 2 in the world. Now, Clef is going to be coming out in the nickel single mug, and Wesley is going to be coming out in the Gun Bunch X Nasty. So we're going to be able to see kind of some really optimized schemes and a lot to learn from both of these players. Now, real quick, just wanted to go ahead and break down kind of what you're going to see as far as the matchup here. One of the biggest things is primarily this defense from Clef. He is in the nickel 3-3 single mug, and he is going to be using a Texas 4-man stunt. And then off that Sun 4, he is going to primarily send for the majority of the game, and he will basically be switch sticking and essentially trying to optimize for switch stick. This audible right here, I believe that Wesley at this point is in the Jags playbook, and he's audibling into the trio close. A lot of people like this trio close. There's a lot of combos you can do, but this is the main one that you're going to see, either a corner or an out, and then either a slot fade or a streak. Those are going to be the main stay things that you're going to see in terms of schematically. And then obviously we'll break it down as we go. So let's go ahead and get into this. And we're going to see here real quick. So you see Texas 4-man stunt. The other thing that Clef will do is he will send just a base rush as well to kind of mess with Wesley's pass protection. So what you see here right off rip is you see that streak. This time uses a slot clear out for the running back, but a drag, and then I don't know what that is. I think that's a slot fade there on that left-hand side. But you're seeing what is Wesley really doing? He's got routes where he's essentially isolating this user, and he's either going to go here, or if the user goes over here, then normally going to throw right in this little pocket. One of the things you're seeing in terms of switch, it got kind of a bad pass there. Not sure exactly what happened. I believe Clef is the host of this game, and this is still when the bug is with the passing setting. So we'll see kind of how that ends up playing a factor in the game. But essentially, what you're seeing a lot in terms of like a switch stick optimized route combination is really one of the main things that we've seen. Really historically, Madden used to be like corner route, flat route, and then, like streak, and then with a backside drag. Normal standard combo, which is still good. But in the switch stick era, really what you're seeing a lot more is you're seeing stuff like this. You're seeing, a streak clear out, a crosser, and what you're getting is really the main throwing area in Madden before the switch stick era was really over in these sidelines. And then since switch stick's really been put into the game, the main area where you're seeing throws is really in that little box right there. So anyway, just kind of interesting. And you'll see here Wesley goes with the corner. He's got a drag. He's got a Texas, and then he's got a crosser. Kind of a unique route combo, able to hit that little running back drag. And again, you notice he throws in that little box, right? Because Clef in most switch stick defenses are based around a cover 4 hard flat shell and then kind of adjusting from there. So you're going to see the cover 4 a lot. There's a nice throw in the middle, but almost got popped, or almost kind of a tight throw and ends up getting knocked out. We'll see what is going to happen here. A lot of ball in this game. A lot of ball. There you see, again, there's that cover 2 or cover 4 shell. Clef obviously planning to switch stick on that middle third. And there's those stemmed up curls. Love to see those stemmed up curls. That is one of the main routes for some reason in this year's game, and it's really just because so many people base out of cover four. It really kind of pops cover four pretty well in this year's game. So now Clef going to go ahead and set up double mug and going to give him a little bit more pressure. This is I don't know. Again, I would just call this the Henry blitz. Henry was really the first person I saw doing this. There, Wesley untargets his user, so Clef tries to user rush him. Doesn't really get a great user rush, and then that's going to bring up a second down. So here, planning for that engage. There's that engage. The switch stick off of it. Clef switch sticks off with that D-pad primarily. And again, there's this audible to Y off trio close. And these, I don't really know. Like, I've seen really Henry and Wesley both running a ton of Y off trio close. And I honestly don't really know why, other than the play action blocking and maybe the alignment. But because you'll see this audible right there, and then you're just gonna see like them almost basically freestyle out of the play action play in that normal Y of close formation. There's a stemmed up curl. That was a crazy throw. Clef going a little wild in his seat there. I don't know what Wesley really saw. But yeah, just I guess throw the curl on time. But yeah, kind of a tight throw. And some of the times, man, especially in these ladder games, their ladder games are a little bit more fast paced, than my opinion, than like an Elim game. Because Elim, obviously, you're trying to get a lot of ladders in, so you can get a higher seed. So anyway, just a little bit more faster paced in terms of how they're gonna like, snap on things and things like that. All right, so red zone opportunity here for Wesley. Clef planning to send that engage. And there's that guy. Wesley just missed him late, ends up throwing it away. Had a wide open receiver, but just missed him. Good user by Clef. One of the things that I say, like, again, when I watch these guys, one of the things you got, it's obviously just stands out about how Clef plays defense is his user is historically really good. Really, really good user, and really pretty decent at switch sticking as well. So here we go again. Y off trio close for Wesley. Now Clef going with a little bit more of a zone adjustments here. Hard flat on the side, double flatting the left side here, and there's that stemmed up curl. High points the in route. Clef right there, but just slightly behind. And Wesley is going to get 7 on his first drive. So now we're going to take a look at Clef. He actually got kind of a crazy return with Burden. Got out of there with that little, I don't even know if that was a juke or if that was just left stick. I think that was just left stick out there. But what Clef does really good offensively is he's in Falcons. He probably has the best bunch. If you're just talking bunch offset, he was really one of the only players last year that ran bunch offset as his main offense. And kind of similar this year. A lot of people are in bunch X nasty, and we'll see what Clef ends up able to do here. But he's in Falcons bunch. Now, this is really interesting. He's going to go to deep corner using that stem down corner, trying to pop man coverage there. He's got that post, throws a pick first play. Reason being, this post route on the right side, it sometimes wins, it sometimes doesn't win. And you see right here is one of the times where, number one, he gets screamed at, right? And number two, he can't put enough bend on the ball, and it just doesn't really pop. Now, let's take a look at what Wesley's doing defensively. If you take a look at this when they come out, what is Wesley's core defense? You're going to see right here, really interesting. He's in double mug. He spreads the linebackers immediately. That's how you know he's in double mug. And then he's spread his line. And then basically what you'll see here is appears to me like he's basing out of a mid blitz. He's giving that same look that Henry engaged blitz. Now, normally Henry's going to use this guy and blitz this guy. But Wesley kind of, does it like this. He ends up sending 1, 2, 3, 4. With the engage, it is technically, in my opinion, 5, but he's trying to get off. He can't get off. I will say that's what I don't like about the engage is sometimes you can get off, sometimes you can't. But anyway, he's able to get enough pressure, and he's able to get an interception on his first defensive possession there. And we see here, Clef's going to take a look back at the film, try to see, basically that cut. He didn't get that sharp cut that you'll sometimes get on that corner route, primarily, honestly, probably due to the fact that the players are lower overall at this point in the year. But anyway, so kind of same defensive strategy from Clef, but Wesley pops him right here. So what does Wesley do? Again, I love this little. This is a great route that they added to the scheme. This is the slot fade. He's gonna slot fade this guy, and or actually, yeah, that is. I don't even know what this route is. I don't know what this route is now that I look at it. I think it's a slot fade, but look at how it ran. That ran like super weird. I think he might have. You know what? I bet you he did is he has a slot fade, and then he stemmed it down. Maybe you get a little better cut there. I don't know, but yeah, good route. Pops man coverage over the top, cover zero. Cleffin cover zero. Not able to get back on that, and he's gonna now be down 14-0. Here in the first half, and Wesley off to a fast start. We'll see what Cleff's able to do to get back in this ball game. And like I said, Clef is in the Falcons playbook. Looks like he's running a little bit more bunch than bunch offset. Kind of basing out of this deep corner, stem him down. And we'll see what he's ends up going with here. And he's getting screamed at. He's gotten screamed at the first two plays. So this, and I think he actually blocked somebody. Let's take a look at this blitz here. He's half sliding right. And see this right here, man. This is what you're seeing. Like, so the base blitz concept this year is really just this stunt. It's this Texas four-man, right? To block the Texas four-man, you have to do things. So you see here, like, Clef does a half slide to the right. Now, another reason why he half slides right is because he's trying to set up protection for that five-man right there. However, what Wesley does is gives the same five-man blitz look, but he just sends a basic four-man rush, and watch how he gets instant pressure from the D end because Clef's pass protection is set up for a blitz that Wesley's not running, and he gets screamed at, and takes another big sack. First two plays of the game, Clef has gotten absolutely screamed at, and he is going to have to adjust to what's going on here. Also, if you enjoy these breakdowns, let me know. I really enjoy studying the film. I really, really enjoy watching these games. So let me just know if you guys enjoy this content. I'll keep doing videos like this. There's that stem down corner. There's that post. And this right here, see, this time Clef actually got a time. And notice what happens with this post. Again, this is why he kind of bases out of this. But this post, watch the cut that he's going to get on 81. Again, he's got the stem down short corner. He's got the flat. And then he's got a angle route and an in route. To me, I think this route combo looks gross, but it's probably optimized primarily for man. I don't know why the in route and the angle route. I feel like that kind of like slop. It is what it is. But I don't love it. I would love like a comeback route or something. But I guess obviously Clef has a system and what he's doing. So anyway, what you see here is 1, 2, 3, 4. But Clef's able to pick this up. And basically, Wesley has this guy manned up on this receiver. But as you see, this guy just cooks him. And he's able to get that nice sharp cut. Able to get out of there. That should be a rat catch. Great rat catch from T.O. And that should be a crib shot for Clef. And all of a sudden, he's right back in this ball game. So he gets 7. And now now we're going to shift to, can he get a defensive stop? Again, oftentimes in these ladders games, the first couple of drives, especially in the ladder where you're playing a lot of games, kind of a fill out drive, a little different than a live event type of feel. But anyway, here you see pressure. There's that pressure. And you're going to get a send 4 from Clef. Really, technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the engage. Without the user engage, it's a send 5. Wesley sends 5 out. There's that play again. Drag, post, streak, and then I believe a slot fade, and then this whatever route the running back's on a streak there. And you see Wesley do a really good job of just taking his drag. One of the things that I think Wesley does maybe better than anybody in the end, I've never seen Wesley miss a drag. Like he will take his underneath every single time when he passes. And Wesley's one of the best passers of all time, right? So gets screamed at this time. And if we just look at this kind of how this is playing out, why is Clef sending this blitz? Because Wesley is sending 5 out. So what Clef is doing, he's saying, if you're going to send 5 out, I am going to blitz you every single time. He's committing 6 to this. And if you think about it, like his user is really the 6th guy. And you see right here, like but the beauty of this is the blitz comes in so fast that it's just hard. It's hard to get the ball out, right? And so Wesley is probably anticipating, and this is kind of the back and forth, but Wesley is like, okay, he's just sent 5. He's probably going to send 4, change it up. Clef keeps sending 5. Here, Wesley now blocks Clef on a bad switch, over switches, and this is how switch stick works, man. It's like switch stick gives, switch stick takes. You see, here's a send 6. Again, it's the same thing. It's a drag. It appears to me that this is a slot fade. It's this drag, and then it's just this basic streak here. But what happens is, I don't know why Clef switches, but this is an over switch, as you see. I think he might, I don't know if he thought the running back's coming on the streak and he's trying to over switch, but he does. He over switches, he switches here, he freezes him, and Wesley is able to pop that and get over the top of a cover 0. And you see Clef's face, knowing, kind of made a mistake there. Gonna take a look at it. And it could have just beat man, and maybe Clef was trying to switch it on to kind of run him in a direction, like to run him more to the right side, and he kind of overdid it. I don't know. But in general, Wesley now is up 21-7. And we've got a very offensive game, even though there's a lot of really good defense being played. It's really just been like big play central here in the first quarter. So again, 21-7. Wesley defensively, they're really both running pretty much the same defense. It's this double mug, and it's kind of this adjusting out of mid blitz, because what happens is if you adjust out of mid blitz, what's nice is that guy will flip. But anyway, take a look here at this play. So you see the nickel corner flip. Kind of interesting route combo here from Clef, but he has that corner and then smoke screen, and he's just going to take that and take the easy yardage that he's going to get from that. So it appears to be that they're basically a cover 0 shell from Wesley and from Clef both, pretty much. As you see, look, if you look at the safeties, they're not really, like, kind of just their positioning kind of tells you it's probably that cover 0 shell. Here you get a little bit better alignment from the safeties. There's that Texas 4-man stunt. Good rollout from Clef. And great defense from Wes. And Clef's going to throw it up. And he's going to catch it and he's going to score. Clef just got blessed. This is wild. This is wild. Runs that same route combo rollout right here. Right here, he playmakers up. Now he knows he's going to throw it, but he's kind of late. As you see, like he's just kind of late on this, and this is still running. But like this defender, you got to be aware of that. And he just throws this, and then he stops running. I mean, just kind of a broken play. But now look at this throw. 1, 2, 3, 4 players right in the area. And ags him, and then breaks the tackle. Shout out to college football for making that animation in the game. And he scores. Kind of crazy. That's one of the crazier plays I've seen for like a touchdown. But he scores off that. And honestly, Wesley, defensively is obviously probably just frustrated. He was right there. These guys are, I believe, in the Minnesota playbook, 3-3 double mug is the defense you're going to see. So you see there again. And there, I mean, that's exactly what happened last. It's almost exact replica. That's just a streak with a pass lead. And I mean, I don't know. that's just pop and cover 0. The streak gets it right over the top of the defender. Clef's not able to animate. But this is motion PA cross switch every single play. Pretty much. And it's just freestyling. Here, Clef screams at him. And I believe Wesley blocks somebody. Take a look at this. So this is where Clef right here, he gives that standard double A look and that play action. What happens in play action is it's really good against like Texas 4-man, right? But he kind of pops in, and this guy just screams at him up the edge. Now he does send 5 out. But pretty much every time Wesley sends 5 out, he's gotten screamed at in this game. And that seems to me to be kind of the primary chess match is like, how much are you blitzing? A lot has happened in this first quarter. Here, Clef gonna do the engage. There's good protection. And again, Wesley doesn't miss drags. Wesley also will have a drag on probably 90% of his plays. He will have a drag. He will have access to a drag pretty much every single play. So we'll see what happens here. Start the second quarter. Again, there's that 3-3 double mug. It does appear to it is mid blitz 100%. And the other thing is you get this nice blitz angle from this linebacker from mid blitz. That's good pressure. That's good pressure. Wesley tried to kind of pop that post in, but not able to get it done. 4th and inches. Somehow Clef has him on a 4th down. And it's going to be a little inside. You don't see that a lot. You don't see people run the ball on 4th and inches for their life much in a comp setting, but Wesley does do it there. And we're going to get the engage. We'll see if Wesley sends 5 out or if he blocks that running back. That's pretty much kind of the big thing. So he blocks, and then you'll see a drag or an out route. There he gets that out route to TO. And really, Clef is kind of sitting in cover 0 as well. He's really kind of full sitting cover 0. He will go to the zone in the red zone, but he's pretty much been in cover 0 the rest of the game outside of the red zone. So that's another little factor. But a lot more zone here in the red zone. High point in the back of the end zone. And the problem with those high balls is sometimes they just don't get their feet in. Right there, Wesley not able to get his feet in. Clef going to go to Texas 4-man and going to give that same look. But now, again, you see, he's going to send that. And Wesley, yet again, another drag. I think Wesley's hit 4 drags on this drive. Third and 4 here. Going to run the engage here. Wesley will get screamed at if he sends 5 out. He does send 5 out. He does get screamed at. And that, again, that pressure forces Wesley to have to get the ball out quick. And Clef is going to get a red zone stop out of that whole deal. So he not only got a crazy play, but he got a couple of high points that went into the outside. And now he's going to be able to play some offense now. It's kind of big because if Clef can go down and get 7, I believe that Clef gets ball at halftime. 3 minutes and 37 seconds. This is an end of half scenario officially. He's going to go to Y curl here. Literally nothing open. He's going to have to throw this away. If I was Clef, I would probably be trying to make this the last drive of the first half. But the way this game has kind of been being played, there's so much that has happened, specifically in the first quarter, that it's been such a fast-paced game. So you're seeing that Clef is kind of staying with the pace of the game. And that time his corner popped. And this kind of highlights this deep corner and why he's running this play. It's for this route right here. It's deep corner, and he stems that corner all the way down. And what you see here is this thing combined with his post. It gets a natural pick, a natural rub on man coverage, and he is able to get out there. I'm actually super surprised at how much man coverage we're really seeing in this game. Because both of these guys, I think what they want to do defensively is really switch stick around out of a zone shell. So I'm kind of surprised that we're seeing as much man, especially from Wes. Wesley is definitely a zone player. And he's running a lot of man. He's also running a lot of that thin 5. And that could also be, one of the reasons why they're doing that is because of the fact that you're going to get that pressure in if they send that running back out on the route. So, and there's a zone coverage. Clef missed the flat on the left side. And that's going to be a 3rd down and 10. Telling you, man, I'm watching these. I love doing these film rooms because they actually show me that even pro players are human. I'm not the only person that misses read. I'm not the only person that makes bad decisions. Like, sometimes they miss a read, sometimes they miss whatever. So it really is all about execution at the end of the day. Uh, but anyway, we'll see what we're able to see here. Now, Wesley switched defenses. If we take a look here, back this out, watch what Wesley did. Wesley changes defenses here at the 25-yard line, and he's going to go into apparently dollar here. So he is probably in either the Jacksonville or the Packers defense playbook if he has dollar. And he's actually just going to send three. Now, this right here is really important. If you have not seen this, this is something different about Madden 26 compared to Madden 25. So in Madden 25 and a lot of the Maddens on next gen, pretty much every Madden since Madden 22, if you send three, you don't really get sheds. So what we've seen really the meta be is a send four like this, because even if your loop doesn't come in, then you would get a shed. Well, what happens now is you actually get sheds sending three. So sending three, even sending two. So watch how fast you see that instant shed he got. That that right there was off of send three. So Wesley goes into almost like a prevent defense. But you see, watch how fast the pressure comes in off of a send three. He's able to put a ton of people back in coverage, and he's able to hold Clef and get him into a fourth down. Clef not settling for three here. He is going to try to get seven. And there's another send three, another shed. Wesley switch sticks perfectly. It's really the second time that Clef's really got blessed. It's a fourth down. Now Clef has to throw it. As you see here, this is a really good switch stick because he switch sticks here, he gets to here, and then he's actually going to get up here to take this away. So this is good defense by West because you see this throw would be open, but he switches here. And then now Wesley smartly has to get here to take the crosser away. It's actually really good switch stick defense. And he's right there, but he kind of freezes up a little bit. And obviously, this still should probably not be a completion, but the catch of traffic in this game is crazy. And you see another throw into quadruple coverage. And Clef is able to complete it in a big down, big situation. And it's going to give him an opportunity for a red zone. Comes out in the single back wing pair, halfback stretch. Going to just try to pound it in, and he is able to do so. Wes, and this is something else. Wes is in double mug here. So that's kind of interesting, just in light of the fact that double mug might not be the best run defense in the game. And Clef was very clearly in a running formation. Bunch X nasty for Wes. And again, I'm really curious why there's so much of this wild trio close being ran. I don't know what makes it so special. It's just a play action play over and over and over again. But it works, right? It works. Also, if you're enjoying the breakdown, if you want to learn any of my stuff, I've got full offensive and defensive ebooks available in our school community. We actually have this Jaguars offense. We have this double mug stuff. All that stuff's broken down for both Madden and for college football. If you guys want to get any of my full offensive and defensive ebooks for both games, it's only $10, and that link is going to be in the description down below. So if you're looking to take your game to the next level, sign up for our school membership today. Again, $10, and that link is in the description. So here, Clef going back to a little bit more cover zero. He's got two purples on the field. Those purples are really good for just defending like drag routes late. There, West tries to throw a one-on-one again. Almost agged him. Clef almost picked it and ends up being a 50-50 ball. It's just not caught. And this is a 100% two-minute scenario. Wesley's probably thinking, I don't want to give Clef the ball back. But obviously still has to convert it. So third down and 10, ball on the 44-yard line. And really, this new, kind of new hot right on the slot, you can put speed outs. You'll see them stem the speed out up about 3 times. And you see how that speed out does a really good job of beating that off coverage man to really both sides. He's able to beat that to that sideline and get a nice first down completion. Clef was trying to use her, it just was a little late. All right, first down and 10, ball on the 38 as I refill my coffee. And we got double drags. We got a stemmed up curl, about 15 yards. I I am shocked that that route is so utilized in this game still, because that route never looks good, but it does work. Here, Clef gonna again bluff this, and again, this is as simple like he's gonna bluff it, and able to get good pressure there. And I'm gonna do send 5. That stem down corner, able to get a quick separation there on the solo wide receiver side. Got a hard flat now. This hard flat is for that stem down corner. It'll also defend a drag route late in the play. But really, its primary purpose is to take that throw away. And West comes back and hits the left side. And I mean, really, if you look at these routes, like if you just look closely at what he's doing, these are very, like these are all hot routes. As you see here, that's a speed out, that's a drag, that's a crosser, and then that's a corner or a fade. I think that was actually a corner there. But these are all hot routes, man. And they're just doing it out of that play action play. And I would assume the primary reason you're seeing that is because it's a combination of really two things. It's the alignment of Y up trio close they like, the 4 strong, but then it's also the play action blocking that's going to help pick up that 4-man stunt. But that send 5 is going to hum at that. And unless you block a running back, here he does. And Wesley has to throw that away. Didn't really have anything open. Really interesting to me, though, how much cover 0 Clef is running and Wes as well. I mean, those guys are not normally more zone defensive players, and they're actually in man. There's a Texas 4-man running back, blocked running back picks it up. Good rollout from Wes. Good patience right there to hit that tight end. And that's going to bring up a red zone possession. 3rd and 6. It's kind of a big down. Clef doing a good job of taking his timeouts here. Really, Wesley's going to have a hard time scoring with taking the whole clock, but he did take his timeout. So Clef will probably have one more drive. And we got a little cross manning. And the reason that Clef is using these hooks is so that he could switch stick onto them to defend the crossing routes. So you see there's the switch stick, there's the sack. That's actually a great job by Wesley, though, taking that sack in that situation. Because what he's going to be able to do now is he's going to be able to actually take this all the way to the end of the half. What Clef's really looking at here. Yeah, I don't know what he's really looking at. But anyway, that is going to round out that first half. West was able to take the whole clock, but Clef will get ball, and he's only down 6, so he has the opportunity to actually take the lead on his first possession out of halftime, basically because of 2 red zone stops at its core. Another thing you're seeing these guys do a lot is just the flipping. Clef is really doing the flipping. Wes is just simply audibling to Y of Trio from Bunch X Nasty. Part of the reason for that audible from Bunch X Nasty to Y of Trio close is in Bunch X Nasty there is a alignment bug in the game where you can actually get if you're playing like a mid blitz or really any cover 0 from a nickel formation, you can get the nickel corner misaligned. So that's another reason why you'll see that a lot from Bunch X Nasty, that audible. You'll base out a Bunch X Nasty and then you'll audible, and the main reason why you're doing that is to misalign the nickel corner. Kind of the same purpose of flipping, but I think the flipping is not even as effective as that audible trick from Bunch X Nasty. The Bunch X Nasty audible trick's really good for getting that nickel corner to misalign in man, and then being able to kind of run stuff off that. Here, Clef gonna run a mesh combo underneath with a short. And Son, honestly, and you see there's that corner route, right? He has the threat of this corner route pretty much. I did not mean to do that. But he has the threat of this corner route pretty much on every single play. Like this corner route is the main thing. Also, he is double teaming this defensive end to pick up the Texas 4-man stunt. But what that does is if you do that double team and he sends this guy, then obviously the pressure will be there. But as you see, there's that corner. He gets that little rub, and that corner gets just enough separation. He's going to be able to get a nice rack catch, and he is going to actually be able to get out of there. Again, I'm really, really surprised that we're seeing so much cover zero from Wesley, and really Clef as well, just because like cover zero is such a like it's such a bad defense to base out of because if you mess up, like it's just a touchdown. Like how many big plays have we seen in this game? And the whole thing that was really found last year, which I'm really surprised that we're not seeing more of that in these two guys' schemes. The biggest thing that was found last year was to send four out of zone to kind of make sure that you keep the lid on. Then you're using your switch stick as kind of your primary means by which you're getting to stop. And, really when they've gotten down the red zone, they've actually gone back to that type of approach and it's worked. So, I don't know. Those are just some of my 2 cents on what you're seeing here. Obviously, the man coverage is good. It's sticky. And what? Oh, my goodness. And again, remember what I said. Wesley will never miss a drag, but there's the play action. But you see here, it's just drag. I mean, this is a very basic combo, right? It's just high-lowing, and it's really just, the drag route is really the main thing. So anyways, he hits his drag right here, and then I don't know what happens. I don't know if that's a hit. I think that's a hit stick, and Clef able to knock it out and get the ball back. That's crazy. He's gotten 2 crazy ag catches, and he's gotten a fumble so far in this game. All right, 1st and 10, going back to that deep corner play. Motion out the running back on the street, kind of make mid blitz a little tougher to play. And there's those double drags underneath. They actually run into each other, and they actually end up covering one another. And then, oh my gosh, Clef with the playmaker. So if you don't know, you have to hold left trigger now to playmaker. So he's running out. He holds left trigger. He flicks his right stick up to playmaker this guy. And then McKinney just kind of falls off. His user falls off because he's trying to go over here. Leaves this wide open. This is a touchdown. And Clef just misses it. He gets a green. I don't know how he missed the throw. I think that has to do with him being the host in this one and having that those bad passing settings that they default you to when you're the host in this game right now. So anyway. So a lot of crossing routes, man. And why do you see that? Well, because crossing routes are the best routes in the game for beating man coverage here. He's going to try to run a running back crosser. Whether it's a drag route, a slant route, a short post route, a stemmed up post route, a stemmed down post route, right? The crossing routes generally are the best way to beat man. So here we go, 3rd and 4. Kind of a big down here. See, I mean, how many times has he called deep corner? I mean, he's pretty much called deep corner all game. Maybe 2 plays have been wide crow. He hasn't even been in bunch offset, which is surprising. And there's that post route, and that's the whole point of calling that. That post route beats man. Wesley basing in a cover zero, and Clef able to pop it for a touchdown. We'll pause. Why they're pausing, I don't know. They're talking, chatting, whatnot. Anyway, back to business. Clef up 8. Drag, crosser. Okay, so this is also a cool combo. This is a cool play. Watch what Wesley does here. So he's actually leaving the play action, which I don't know why, but he's doing it. He's leaving the play action. But what you see here is you get a drag. You get a crosser. I actually love this. This is the great use of the stemmed up curl. Gets that stemmed up 15-yard stemmed up curl kind of sitting there in that spot. It always surprises me when you watch some of the best players in the world play how basic their route combos are because they really optimize those route combos so they make it what they do is they make it easier on themselves to make the read. right? Very, very important. You don't have to call the most exotic plays in the world. You have to call plays that you can actually consistently make the read. And oftentimes it's a clear out with a high low read with a backside check down. That core formula is really what you see the best players in the world doing. And here, there's that corner route on the right. On that right, he ends up popping man coverage. Again, this is just a hot routed corner. It's nothing more than that. It is a hot routed corner out of that play action play. You see the corner, and then you see this streak post, and then a backside return route over the middle. Pretty standard combo. And again, he did it all with his hot routes. Another real reason, I forgot to mention this, another reason why these guys are audibling, whether it's flipping or whether it's just audibling in general, is because what they're able to do is they're able to get faster hot routes as well. When you audible from one formation to another, or you flip a formation, you can oftentimes get a lot of hot routes. That was a crazy play. I've yet to see this. This is from Wild Trio Close. This is a fake toss. Watch, he's going to fake the toss, and he's going to immediately scramble, and he's going to air truck with his quarterback. That is a really, really glitchy red zone play that really I've yet to see anybody really do that. And again, Wesley, I'm almost 99% sure that he is in the Jaguars playbook. And the play that he just ran is called PA toss lead swing crosser. So, in case you wanted to know what that was. All right, Y curl. So again, you haven't seen Clef really call this a lot. Why he's calling it, because I don't know that it's worked a single time. I'm not sure. I think he's calling it as a constraint play to, if Wesley does end up going to a hybrid zone or something, Y curl's really good against that. So again, not sure exactly why, but he did go to it here. And again, Wesley's been cover zero most of the game. There's that post, good switch stick there, and he's got the Texas route. Again, if you're looking for good man-beating routes in this game, the corners, the sharp cutting corners, the speed in routes, the running back Texas patterns, the skinny posts that you stem down, those are kind of the mainstay consistent man-beating routes in this game. So there he is. There's a crosser, going back to that mesh concept with the crosser. Again, really just trying to beat man coverage. The drags bump into one another this time, but they don't cover themselves up. And he's able to complete that drag over the middle. He's got this play inside cross out of bunch that has a good running back speed in that would also be good against man. But again, the other thing that they're doing is they're playing man coverage, but they're also dropping those purples into spots. They're an instant rollout, kind of got expelled from the pocket. And that's going to bring up a second down. Again, deep corner. Now he's going to go to short side bunch. Why would they go to short side bunch? Not 100% sure. Normally, in this case, I think it's just to give the drag more. I don't know. I don't know why you would here, but he's going to kind of freestyle, and he's got the crosser across the field. Really nice route. And again, these are all hot routes, right? They're calling one play, but they're doing 500 different hot routes because of the hot routes, the new hot routes in the game. They're really, calling one play, and then they're hot routing around. They're really calling that one play for specific routes within it. I think one of the most underrated plays, though, has to be the PA power shallow cross out of Wild Trio Close. I'm so surprised that you don't see more people running that play. All right, deep corner. Again, there's the Texas route. Now he's going to motion him out, put him on a crosser or a streak. Actually going to go with a slant here. Now he's got it's kind of a really unique combo. There we go. There's the return route. So he's got the drag in the return route, the flat on the left, the streak crosser, and there's the drag. One of the most effective routes in the game for man coverage is a drag route, especially if they're not pressing the drag. So if it's off coverage, drag routes normally do just fine at beating man for you. I'm just really surprised we're seeing so much man. I know that we see man every year at the beginning of the year, but I'm still just so surprised that with how good zone, like switch sticking out of zone was last year, why we're seeing so much man coverage. And that's also the reason I think for a lot of the combos you're seeing, because Clef is calling combos specifically designed to beat man. So, a lot of those, a lot of his zone stuff we're not really getting into. Here we go. There's the tight end zig. Got a backside slant. Good job. Good read on that life. Very nice read from Clef there. Able to get 7. Put himself in a good position. Wesley's going to go down. He's going to have the opportunity to tie this game. But is the big advantage to Clef here is that it's 49 seconds. So we're kind of going into the latter half of the game, and Clef is going to potentially be able to get last drive just because he was able to score with a specific amount of time left on the clock there, scoring before it got too far down. So it could be a situation where he holds Wesley to, he gives Wesley a touchdown, but he might get the ball back and be able to go down and score a field goal or something, as time expires. So always really, really critical scenarios here as we kind of go down in the back 6 minutes of the game. Mid blitz from Clef. Now he's going to adjust in his zone. I love this right here. Play zone. Make them have to make a read. And see, the thing is, like, they almost picked him on the first play. I don't think Wesley's ran the auto motion from that play one time either. Love that combo. What is this route on the left side? Let's take a look at Clef. What Clef's doing here? I don't think that's a corner route. I really think that's a slot fade. I just can't think Wesley would put a corner there. Like I feel like that's definitely a slot fade. But what he's doing is I feel like Wesley's stemming these slot fades down. I could be wrong, but if you watch how they kind of pop and then they have a cut. But anyway, you have a slot fade here, and because the safeties are pinched in the middle of the field, those deep halves sometimes don't get out as good, and Wesley able to take an easy completion. Now he's got it manned up. So yeah, there's that hard flat. He's got the deep half on the left side, that deep half, and that time Clef switched to it to get him out there a little bit more. But that deep half is not deep halfing. And West's going to take this to the 4th. Kind of a wild game here, but honestly, after the first quarter, things kind of got a little bit more straightforward. And there's a send 5 cover 0. That could also be part of the deal of basing out of cover 0 is eventually you could just send 5 a man. But yeah, I'm super curious as to why so much man is being played. Blocked running back. I think Wesley right there set up a zone beating route combo, and Clef ended up calling man. It can beat man, but none of the routes really did, honestly. So man to man with 2 purples, probably shading inside here, I would think. And Wesley with a really nice pass lead. This is becoming a very popular way to beat cover 0. Even though technically cover 1, but beating man is, and I don't know what Wesley's passing settings are, but I know you can do this on small placement. I don't know if you could do this on place on no pass lead, but it's just a free form to the left side, and that man coverage just kind of can't get over there, and you're able just to kind of pop it right on the outside shoulder, as Kurt Benkert would say, the back shoulder throw. But now 42-42. So really kind of similar scenario here. Clef is in a position where it might be too early to make this last drive, but obviously it'd be ideal if this was last drive, because if this was last drive, then you would be in a position where you could easily just kick a field goal. So yeah. All right, ball on the 31. a base run. And that's, that base run right there is just to get the clock moving. I do think Clef is thinking this is last drive. And now you're going to see him go into more bunch offset. We haven't really seen this. But here you go, standard smash return combo. He's really just created it out of his hot routes. Good switch stick from Wes. Really nice switch stick from Wesley there to force him to check it down to the return route. And honestly, that was a super tight window for the return route and didn't really end up doing anything for him. Should bring up a 3rd down and 10. And going to go back to that same idea. Now, this time he's got a comeback route. So he's got a high-low on the left. That comeback route will beat man coverage. Wesley goes cover 2, and it's a good ag, but not able to fully complete the catch. That was that same type of thing. And that switch stick onto that outside third was able to get him in a position. Here, Clef's going to quick hike verticals. This is kind of his standard thing. I guess not quick hike it, but he's going to verticals. And he is going to just throw up. That is the 3rd time. He does hit him. I mean, this does pop. I mean, as you see here, Wesley does the skimbo cover 2. So it's the outside third, and then the middle third. But the problem is the way that the middle third or the mid read, either way, if you watch, you see how it's getting over here. I think this makes me think it's a mid read. But anyway, the mid read locks on to the streak from the bunch side. And so there's this little window to pop this over the top of the yellows. And he does, and he hits it, and he gets a huge first down in a big moment. And what problem is he got almost too many yards, and now he's in a position where it's going to be hard to clock out the entire game. Going with kind of a heavy combo here. Now he's using that slot fade for that crosser. If West switches, he's going to have the slot fade. So you see right there, he's kind of predicting that. Good defense from West. Able to just take it up and scramble with Baker. Now, if you're Clef here, you kind of really need 7. Like 3 is okay. Like 3 is not ideal. 3 puts you in a, you really want 7 here. If you have to settle for 3 here, that's not ideal because then West really has a chance to go win the game. There, West got some crazy pressure. And again, you're seeing like this like shift to zone in the red zone. 3rd and 4, money down. Ball on the 13-yard line here. There's a stem down corner on the left side. This is just standard combos. Not able to hit it. He's going to throw it away. And now you have a decision. Like, he's going to take his 3. To me, that's kind of like putting a lot of faith in his defense. He's putting a lot of faith in his defense. Wesley is literally one of the best passers of all time. Maybe top, 3 to 5. I would say he's right there, like somewhere in the top 5 passers of all time, if not even, top 2 or 3. Maybe even number 1. Like he is a top level passer of all time. And, the style of defense that Clef is playing, he's really not even really gotten, I think, super close to a stop. But to take 3 right there, is an interesting decision. I'd love to know specifically why, other than just it appears that he's trying to trust his defense. Here he goes off sides. And Wesley's going to accept that. And it's going to be 2nd and 1. But, I mean, I just feel like this cover 0 style defense is not going to get you a stop. Like, that's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. I mean, it's not like zone's not amazing. But the thing about zone is it's better for switch sticking. And switch sticking is what will give you a stop. And there you see Wesley pops 1 completion in. And, now he's going to take this down to the 2-minute warning. What Wesley is thinking is he's going to score 7 and win this ball game, but Clef is not touching the ball again, more than likely. Now he does see, and that's what I don't understand. Like we played cover 0 all game. He goes to zone a couple of times, and it has a significant amount of success. There he gets that crazy shed, and now he's got him in a 2nd and 18, and he's playing good defense here. So that's why I'm just surprised that we're seeing so much cover zero because, I mean, it's 45-42. It's not like the cover zero is really getting stops. Might as well go to zone and at least have like a bend but don't break approach. But I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. Here he goes, cover two. Wesley with that stemmed up curl. Wesley is the king of stemmed up curls. I just also don't love the combos that Wesley is putting out on the field. I mean, yeah, I just don't love. I just don't love this. I don't love this Y off trio close. I don't know why so many players are running it, but it is what it is. Because I mean, now you're on 3rd and 18. I think maybe just because it blocks the Texas 4-man well-ish. And there's a good check down to the drag underneath. That's what Wesley does good. But we'll see here. Clef, we're on zone. He gets him on a 4th down the first time he goes to zone. And for the 6, he's going to go cover 2. Pretty much cover 2 across the board, double flatting the right side. And oh my gosh, what a throw. So Wesley really good here. He's gonna get screamed at. He blocks running back. And really this is just hitting a really tight window throw, rolling out to your right and just hitting a good pop and popping it right there. So very nice read. See what Cliff ends up doing. I think he's going to continue to see now. He's going to go to cover 0. Um, that was a really good run. There was a lot more running lane. I thought he was going to get a lot more than 5 yards on that one. But 2nd and 5, 36 seconds. So again, Clef or Wesley just trying to make sure that Clef's not going to touch the ball again. But here it is, just rolling in the coverage, switch sticking around, and that's a dot. Oh my gosh. So what? I don't even know what this route combo is. This is what I'm talking about. Like some of these plays. I mean, you see this. This is a double flat to the left side. He's going cover 3 to the right. User's on a flat. He's going to switch stick onto the 3rd or the hook. And here he goes with out route, corner route, and then what is this? This is what I think. I think it's an in route and a slant is what I think is going on, which is fine. But this is that slot fade that I'm telling you about. I think he's stemming it, but it's running so clean. But watch what he does with watch what Clef does with his switch stick. So he's here, and then see that little switch stick right there where he kind of pulls him down just a step. Wesley sees that, and he's going to take a hole shot right here. Now, Wesley also understands with the way he's throwing this ball that, as you see, he's getting separation. If he doesn't catch it, then it's just an incompletion, right? It's probably not going to get picked. And he ends up coming down with the ball with a touchdown. With 23 seconds left, he's going to take his field goal. Clef going to take a little look-see at it, see what he thinks about it. But it's a good read. It's a good read. It's a tight window. Kind of put the ball where only his receiver can get it. And I get, he really just popped switch stick at the end of the day. Like Clef switch stick to him, took him out of position for just a half second, if that, millisecond. Wesley saw it and just put the ball where his receiver could catch it. If the receiver didn't catch it, which could have easily happened, there could have been a catch tackle, right? Then it's just incompletion. So it's a good read, and really a good read in a good position, and ends up obviously producing a good result. So Clef got to get down the field. He does have 3 timeouts here. He has 19 seconds. He threw that angle route little late there. Wesley now getting into the dollar and going to be running some pressure out of that. Clef going to kind of force feed that crosser, not able to get it over the top of the defender. And now, we're 3rd and 10. And see what Wesley ends up doing. Wesley's not even really looping. Wesley's loop is interesting because the way most people are looping out of dollar right now is they're running cover three buzz match or strong safety zone blitz, and they're looping this guy. What Wesley's doing is he's moving this guy over and looping him, which you don't see a whole lot. But there's that pressure, and he just gets a straight up stop on Clef, and that's going to be GG's. Lot to learn, lot to learn from this game. A lot of things went happened, a lot of situational management. But at the end of the day, is man coverage the best way to play defense? That'd be the biggest question that you walk away with this game from, because really zone played pretty well. But anyway, that is Clef versus Wesley. A ton to learn. Very high octane offensive shootout game, but ultimately Wesley gets him with a great read in the back corner of the end zone for a touchdown in a key situation.